Hello everyone. For today's video, I had been holding off as, I needed color markers. Finally got those. Let's do this. Today's video will be about, I got some visual aids up here. A bite at Freddy's. Covering video game mechanics, animatronic AI, movement patterns, and etc. Brief overview. You basically get a job at Talk Show Freddy's, which has provided you with a way which, funny enough, haunted. That ain't new. Anyway, the animatronics are hostile, but only for some reason specifically to you. They leave your manager alone, who's in the kitchen cooking. Now first, let me pull up a map of the facility if I can actually find one. Good enough. Double-sided markers. Forgive me if this takes a while, but while I would like to surprise people, it would not have worked out. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the cleaner tool. Not as effective as cleaner. Maybe I might just see it. We've also used a bit too much, maybe. Give me like accustomed to my tools. Alright. Forgive a less than stellar depiction, but it's kind of what I have to work with. Anyway, everyone of course starts on the stage. Cam 1. Cam 2, I have I couldn't tell you. Hold on, wait. Maybe I can't. Again, forgive the time this takes, but I just got this. I'm just getting this all set up as while I would like to, again, surprise you with it, I couldn't because I can't hide it behind me. Forgive me. Again. Show stage. Right. Dining area. Oh, bad must be it. Kitchen. Oh, it's Freddy's group. My bad. Anywho. Just let. Well, I might as well. I can probably work on that a little more over time. Mechanics are pretty much just animatronics wandering around the facility trying to get to your office. However, how they do it and what they do when in is a bit different. Yeah, I'll just go over mechanics then. First off, you have your classic camera system. Which is in the last. Anyway. Cameras basically just allow you to view rooms, kitchen. No. The two rooms on label on camera are not used, period. Forgive me again for the issues with the camera. I can probably bring the board a little closer. Yeah. I don't need to explain the camera system if you know for now. This sinks. Alright. Anyway, along with the cameras, forgive me again, you also have several other systems. Specifically, you have a light button, which allows you to turn off the lights. Just gonna deal with that. A toy gun. you can use. And last, plus the fans, which are included on events. Fan and events. And the conveyor belt control system. As in order to complete the game, you're not trying to survive till 6 a.m. You're trying to get order through. The conveyor is basically what allows food orders to get through. However, on occasion you'll need to stop the conveyor belt for a reason we'll get into. Then I have those down. Let's get into the animatronics for the main courses. As you have 3 courses plus a final course. Let's start off with Talk Show Bonnie. Introduce the first course. He basically has a purple fedora, purple business outfit with a tie undone, and a drink and a cigarette. Anyway, the animatronics. Basically, when your boss delivers a meal and as it passes down the conveyor belt and enters one of the party rooms, or your room, you'll have to confirm that the order came through. Now here's Bonnie's route. Bonnie, who I'll represent with purple, starts in cam 1. And we'll then move into the dining room, then to the center hall. From there, he'll head to the closet and then to the office. Now, Cam tends to vent cam. However, as he's about to enter your office, he'll actually be sighted on cam 4. Then head into your office. When he's in the office, you'll have to turn off the lights. That's his only repellent, as he'll hide in dark corners, turn off the lights, and watch. You'll see his eyes, and then he'll dart into darkness, thus resetting his pattern. However, if he tries to go through the conveyor belt, he'll instead from the center hall, enter through the kitchen, and try and enter into the conveyor belt. When this happens, oh yeah, that's another mechanic. You can shut down the conveyor belt to prevent an animatronic from getting through. And you'll have to use that to do it. You can also enter the back room, but this doesn't serve any purpose than just to give a little Easter egg. Like a reference to the backstage. Now, let's get on to Talk Show Chica. Chica, who I'll represent with orange, because I don't have yellow on me, will start off in the show state. Well, is active also in Chorus 1. So start, of course, on the show stage. Or heading to the main dining area. She'll then head to Center Hall with Bonnie. With animatronics pass through Center Hall. We'll then head also for the closet and then to your office. However, unlike Bonnie, you're gonna need the gun. She'll pop up low, then spring forth. Grab the gun and shoot her square in the head. If you miss or take too long, she'll jump scare you. Yeah, she's sighted back in Center Hall when she's about to enter the office. In conveyor belt route, she'll actually head to Cam 7, which I forgot to connect on the map. Forgive me. And try and enter your vent. Oh, right! I forgot to tell you what this button's for. In case you fail to seal off the conveyor belt, the animatronic will get in the conveyors, and you'll have to stop them with the switch. When the animatronic arrives at your station, turn off the conveyor belt, and eventually they'll just leave. That's how the conveyor belt works. Time for Freddy. He's active. He's active at course 2. I'll also redraw the cameras because of how they'll be used to shut down doors of the conveyor belt and restarting camera. Which is important for dealing with certain with Freddy. Because he'll try and go for the vent. He'll start, of course, on the show stage. I'll use green to represent him because I don't really got anything else. Let's go with the dark green. Anyway. Freddy will start here, then enter the main dining area. From here, he'll, of course, just like everyone else, enter through to the Center Hall. He'll enter Party Room A, though this is a fake out. From here, he'll go either towards the vent like everyone else, or the conveyor belt like everyone else, or double back into the room. After that, he'll head towards the vent outlet, which is Cam 10, then through the vent into the office. Now, you'll have to stop him at the vent outlet. Oh yeah. From course 3 onwards, he can get decapitated, and because of that, he'll become much more aggressive if you do. Basically, don't activate the vent while he's there. He becomes much more aggressive without his head, and you can still use the vent, and you'll have to be careful about the other systems. Now, time for Foxy, who I'll represent in red, for his activity. But let me just... Yeah. Basically, this is equal to Fredbear's Left to Raw, as the characters from it come back as these on animatronics, apparently. Didn't play it, won't do a video on it. Anyway. So Foxy will start at Foxy's lab. I can't breathe. He'll then enter like everyone else. Sure. He'll enter the back room. This is basically where he'll try and sabotage the cameras. I'll put an X next to it. Well, actually, no, not an X. Sorry. I'll circle it, as you'll need to refresh the cameras to prevent Foxy from interfering. If he cuts power to it, it'll put the cameras on the power supply in your office. Basically, whenever you use the lights, the conveyor belt, or the fan, I'm pretty sure the fan's included, it will put a strain on the office's power supply. Let me just pull that up to show, so that I know, just so I can check myself. Because it did exactly what's put on. Alright. Basically, over time, the power, depending on using your devices, it'll cause the power in the office to become unstable. Basically, when everything's in neutral state, the power supply is pretty much fine. However, turning off the lights, that's opposite. I know. Shutting down the conveyor belt. I think sealing up one of the doors off, sealing up one of the vent doors, conveyor belt doors, and using the vent also happen to do it. No. Okay, yeah, I know the conveyor belt door sealing, but the vent I'm not so sure. But talk show Foxy. Basically go into vent and try and cut it can't have access to main power. Instead, rerouting it through your power supply, which is a very unstable thing, mind you. So if he does that, you're kind of doomed to Freddy, because he might not be able to stop it. Now, if he successfully damages it, he'll go to your office, and on occasion, even if he don't, he will still be determined. Basically, either mostly when he succeeds in sabotaging, or on occasion when he fails, he'll basically head for Center Hall. Like everyone else, this is a very traversed path. Head to the kitchen, enter the conveyor belt, and he is very active in here, so you're gonna have to be prepared to seal up the conveyor. Gonna have to be prepared to either A, seal it up, or B, stop the conveyor belt. If he stopped here or here, he'll just go back to basically sabotage eventually. He'll just go back and to go sabotage the cameras again. And also, Foxy's, funny enough, A's scientist. Anyway, last but not least is Threadbare, aka Talkshow Fredbear, which I'll represent with blue. He only appears on the final course, starting at the here at dining hall. From here, he'll enter. Well, his behavior depends. If he goes for a conveyor belt, he'll actually stop it. So basically, he'll go from here, room 4, then to one of the party rooms to jam it in the conveyor belt. Suppose then you'll have to use that to also stop him. Now, because of this, supposedly he can retreat back to cause after this. However, he may also go. He'll try and basically cause issues with the camera. He'll basically turn off now, the camera loading for him is less important as it is for Foxy. I goofed up. What I meant to say was that you'll have to basically go back and forth attempts to breach camera controls and replace it with his contorting face. If you fail, you'll have to refresh the cameras, which ain't the biggest deal. Other than that, he'll also Threadbare will also try and go for the vent. Hold on, let me just check something. Threadbare, starting from his location, will enter the center hall. However, he'll instead go for the vent outlet to your office. He'll never sit under the fan, so that strategy won't work. Now it's time for something else. The results of the challenges. Now, the challenges basically run a lot of stuff like the chef blindfoldedly preparing meals, doing it fast, sending multiple. There's a lot to deal with. Of course, the custom and full course. In out of service, you can't. Yeah. So in out of service, I'll represent challenges with green. This is not available. Because, well, for some reason you can't stop the conveyor belt. It's shut down. Don't go try crawling in there. But, of course, the animatronics are. Cold kitchen. You're going to have to heavily use the refresh mechanic. And of course, major last thing before this video ends. Haunting roulette. The reason for this is basically the animatronics are haunting they're haunting literally devices at your disposal, minus the camera themselves. Basically, flashes of 4 devices here will appear. You're provided a shocker, which I'll put in green, to basically foil the animatronics attempt. Basically, an animatronic designated with one of these will appear next to it. You might conveyor belt Foxy, because Foxy doesn't really do that. Conveyor belt is just pretty much anyone can do it. Oh yeah, Shocker's also on the cameras, just so you know. Anyway, an animatronic Chico will appear in the office next to this, but the room will be gray. Basically, like I said, use the flash of the haunted device to shock one of them and get rid of the animatronic and the haunted device. Anyway, other than that, I think that's all the mechanics covered, so I'll clean this up and see you all later. Bye-bye.